the God of the Old Testament. You don't believe in that God?
Not even by not believing. I hate him.
Wow.
I hate him so much.
Okay. That's deep. So what God do you like now?
Well.
Okay, so you hate Jesus?
No.
Hi guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel, The Blissful Bunch. It's so good to have you guys back here. Thank you for always coming back to look at this beautiful face. You guys are doing well. I got a comment that said I'm always hailing guys and I don't hail ladies. I don't know what to do. So hi guys, hi ladies, but guys is a general term, so that's why I just generalize everyone as guys instead of hi guys, hi ladies. But if you want me to be saying hi guys, hi ladies, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for coming back to our channel. To our returning subscribers, you are very welcome. To our new subscribers, you're welcome to the Blissful Bunch family. It's so good to have you here. Here is just fun. And let's get right into this video. Today, we have a special guest and we're going to be talking about the spirituality in our niche. This is the first time we're talking about spirituality. So we have a special guest who is going to enlighten us on what it means to be spiritual and not religious. I know it's weird. It's weird to me too. So if you've never met someone that is spiritual but not religious, you have come to the right place. We're going to meet that person today. And we're going to meet that person right after this. So don't go anywhere. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, leave a comment. Please, we're interested in your comments. He's going to respond to your comments as well. I'm going to respond to your comments. And I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. Hi people, welcome back to the channel. Like I said earlier, we have a special guest and I personally call him Money Man, but he's going to introduce himself and tell us who he is and what he does and what was I supposed to tell us? His religion, because that's going to be the crux of the conversation. So, Money Man, welcome to Blissful Bunch.
My name is Manuel Wafo and I'm from Enugu. I'm a writer, but I also do a lot of other things like I paint.
You're a good cook.
I also cook well, but I also paint.
I can testify to the cooking part.
And generally, I just consider myself to be an artist and a human being. So that's more broad because it allows for other things that do not relate with what I already mentioned.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm not a Christian.
What are you, Emmanuel Wafo?
Like I said, I'm a human being, and that includes or encompasses a myriad of activities, of beliefs, of beliefs and lifestyles.
So you're not a Christian, but you love God.
Yeah.
You know God.
Yeah.
You believe in God.
Yeah.
You were baptized in the church.
Twice.
Wow.
2 different churches.
What church and what church?
First in the Catholic Church and as a Jehovah's Witness.
Wonderful. And after going through all this stress, you came out and said you're not a Christian.
I'm not a religious person at all.
But you've
No,
done some religious stuff.
no.
Okay. So, what made you decide to leave Christianity and explore the world of spirituality?
Well, I don't think there has ever been any time that I called myself a Christian. It was just church was just an activity I did because other people were doing it. It just seemed to be that thing like you just do, like it is right on Sundays. There's really no reason behind it. You just do it. After COVID,
Mm-hmm.
that I no longer went to church. Nobody went to church during COVID. Everybody was at home. During that whole situation, I had a lot of rethinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a time where I could step back away from the system, which is school, authority, and stuff, to actually hear myself for the first time, see that I have needs. Because prior to COVID, it was like, this is where you should go, this is where you should go, this is what you should do, this is how you should think. And while I would think of myself as a free thinker before that time, I'm more of a fake thinker now after that period because I had the time to step back for a long time, and that was when I returned to writing after secondary school. So coming back from COVID and having to go back to church was like it just did not make sense.
Well, not just to you alone. So many people, but in other people's case, they felt they could just continue streaming online. Whereas in your case, you don't even stream on the
I
phone.
don't.
So how do you define this spiritual in quotes?
Okay,
When you define yourself to be a spiritual person,
okay. Spirituality to me is basically just being grounded in life, and people now use set of practices to ensure that they are grounded. But to me, it's as simple as just being understanding that you exist and that existence is the presence of God, so you are in it, also benefiting from God's love.
so explain that. Explain how you see the church as a problem
Okay,
for religion.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, the church is very old. What we call the church is very very old. It's way back, and it started off as um, I don't want to say primitive systems, but in, in the way far back, people
Mhm.
had just small institutions to tell them what to do, to sort of demystify life for them, because these are people who do not know what to do. They come into this life and see a lot of bizarre things that to us are just very normal. People now, this religion has now evolved to be as flexible as your phone. It sort of appeals to even the current worldview that you have. You can be a top leading scientist top and still be religious because it has come this far, it has come a long way, and you have emotional ties to it.
Any resentment or reaction from your family or friends when you told them, "Oh,
No,
I'm not
no,
religious, I'm spiritual."
no. First, my family, we were not really the Christian religious family. Religion for us was just that thing we did. We went to church and came back
Mm.
and continued our lives. And every Sunday we go to church and come back. But when I started to think about religion through looking at my mom. Because my mom is this truth seeker. She has always been a truth seeker. So it led us to um, so many religions in the span of a few years. And that already gave me some kind of resilience against authority, so that I would not think that I'm um, breaking somebody's heart because I've left their church. I just leave and you don't hear anything from me again. So I've there was not some kind of intimate system that held me in that religious place for them to feel resentment towards me that I had left because I had left.
So, as a spiritual person, do you still read Bible and other spiritual texts?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I see a lot of depth in a lot of spiritual texts. I see a lot of
What's the
depth.
definition of a spiritual text? Do you have any?
Okay, a spiritual text is simply um, a text that holds the um, basis of some kind of religious belief. So it's what they refer to why we believe the things we believe. For Christians, I like to read religious texts, at least for to equip myself with the knowledge to talk about my own views and to criticize the views of others, and also to it made me come to the conclusion that looking at various religious texts made me see that one, we are all saying the same thing. We are saying the same thing, and also these religious texts, in hindsight, as most with the Bible, for example, with the way most Christians have interpreted the Bible to be literal, that's where you lose sight of what the Bible is actually trying to show you. To me, it's all like a big metaphor. And when you tell people that their Bible or their religious text is metaphorical, they want to throw hands because it feels like you're tampering with the authenticity of their religion, but it's actually not. It's actually not, because even deep into our own, the way we interact with our universe is mostly with metaphors. We name stuff because we don't know what it is. We try to say, okay, this is what this is because it's related to this. Because it's so we are like describing things. We call it creative, not because that's what it is, but that's just how we want to describe it. So yeah, metaphors are important. Metaphors are important in religious texts.
Could there have been any church you may have encountered back then when you were a Christian? Could there have been any church that would have changed your mind and kept you as a Christian, regardless of your family being religious, like spiritual? No church. If you have your way. Okay, what did the church do to you?
This was didn't do anything to me.
Nigerian
Okay,
church. Is it?
not to me particularly. Like the
Okay.
church single me out and do something to me. It's everybody.
But it's you that is fighting.
Well, I'm not. Well, I won't say I'm fighting per se. I'm just defending myself. So I will not say that there's anything the church has done to me, but it's more like what the church is doing to everybody. If a group of people, if a culture can misconstrue the nature that we are already seeing, can bend it and even break it to the point of redefining it, then there's a problem. There's a very big problem. And that problem persists towards even Jesus Christ. It persists in, let me use another example, with how when the Jews had left Egypt and they were moving towards the promised land, and God was outlining these rules and instructions. He
You mean Ten Commandments?
not just the command, the ones, there were other elaborate laws, other really elaborate laws, how priests should sanctify themselves, how people should live, how people should interact with people with contagious diseases and stuff, just a lot of things. So there was this one where God was telling them how to interact, what they should do with women in their periods.
Yeah.
Because it says that women in their periods are unclean and they should be taken away.
Yeah, I don't think you could go into the temple.
They should,
I think Muslims still practice
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. They should, even Jews currently, they still believe in those things. They believe in everything down to, except the old commandment, the new commandment. So he now says isolate them, and anything they touch is unclean, destroy it, isolate it also. And it's messed up.
But Jesus came to undo all of that.
That's different. But it's messed up coming from God.
Wow.
That the fact that
That's-
the
that's
fact that
good.
the fact that we can sort of excuse God because Jesus comes and clears things up puts God on the same level as us human beings. It makes God seem as this inconsiderate, unthoughtful, brazen, this brazen person who, because that God did not move like someone who created woman. Someone who created woman, who created that system that he's now coming about to demonize and put on the same level as leprosy. Because if you know anything about the period, it's the female period, it's an important thing that holds life, that sustains life, that makes life possible. So that stance was from pure ignorance. And I would have allowed it because these are people who were living in the desert how many
If you were
years ago. No, not for a God. Just as a human being now. Looking back in history, I would be like, it's normal. These are primitive people. These are people who don't know what we know now. So they will see a woman bleeding and they will have the same reactions. This is a bad disease. Take her away. Normal. But when you now come and say that it is the same God that created this universe that said that kind of thing, it becomes a whole other conversation. Because people can comfortably hold that kind of view or gloss over that when they don't take into consideration who God actually is, what God actually is, what God has actually done, what God has actually done. If you want to attribute all this to God, you cannot hold on one end God, the creator of the universe, the master of the universe, the one like puts all these things in place, and then on the other hand, this God that degrades women, and would even use the smallest of any opportunity at all to degrade women. Because I don't even want to talk about the useless wars those Israelites were fighting that were fueled with a lot of racism and xenophobia. But that God will tell you, okay, kill all those people and take their wives, take the women as spoils of war and rape them and use them anyhow you like. That is not God.
That's not good.
That is not God. That is the collective consciousness of people who already see women this way, who already see women as property, who already see women as rags. So I don't agree with it at all. So I feel like if God actually interacted with those Jews, they will be the God that creates a flower, the God that creates this whole thing. If he actually interacted with those Jews, it's to remove them from that worldview, not to further drive on them. Because this God made them more racist, more xenophobic, more violent people, simply because he gave them the backing. So I feel like if the God that I actually believe in, the God behind the universe, if that God interacted with you once, you will change. You will be better. So they would be like Jesus. They would be like what Jesus came out with. Because I also like to see Jesus as an idea. It does not have to be a particular person. That is the problem that we have, that all these things have to be natural. That Yahweh in the Bible has to be a real person. That Jesus Christ has to be a real person. But they don't have to be real people. When they become ideas, they become more broad, more general.
So you're trying to say that the God of the Old Testament, you don't believe in that God?
Not even very not believing him. I hate him.
Wow.
I hate him so much.
Okay. That's deep. So what God do you like now?
Well.
Okay, you like the God of Jesus Christ
God of Jesus
because
Christ.
Jesus
Jesus
is
Christ still
also God.
says. Jesus Christ still says his father is Yahweh. So
Okay, so you hate Jesus?
no. When Jesus Christ to me is an idea, as far an idea of somebody who understands what God is, at least a fraction of it. Because Jesus Christ came to preach love,
Okay.
and God is love.
Mm-hmm.
That is the closest definition we can get to God. God as love, and Jesus Christ embodied that. He expressed that. So he took on this idea of what God is and expressed it. Of what I also believe God to be and expressed it in the way he could. But Jesus Christ also has deep flaws. Jesus Christ also has flaws, but he came up as someone who wanted to change the system, wanted to redesign how people see God.
Yeah.
So I believe that if a God, if not even just a God, if God of not we God of not just human beings, but the God of everything. And everything is a lot. Everything is a lot. It's incomprehensibly big. So if that God actually came down in one form or the other to interact with human beings, it would be to remove them from their little boxes and to put them in this big space of love. Whatever Jesus Christ did. So the God of the Jews did not do that at all. Instead, he seemed like a champion of the Jewish idea. Like he seemed like the biggest embodiment of Jewish thought.
Guys, hope you are enjoying this conversation. This conversation they choke me, sef. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share these videos with people. Let them come after money. All those pastors, let them come after money. Let there be a challenge of views about religion and spirituality. So now that you are spiritual, do you have any spiritual people's church or community? I've told you that I've found there's one person that's like you. So don't you feel like you and that person should start a spiritual movement?
Oh, no,
Why?
definitely not.
To encourage each other now. So, any advice for others who might be questioning their faith in exploring spirituality?
Okay. Question it, and question it loudly. We live in this point where information is very accessible. All information of the world is very accessible. So question it, and you are not wrong to question it. Or even when religious leaders or people will try to make you feel like you are a deviant, you are a bad person for questioning it very well. Because I believe that the fact that we can question shows that what created us wants us to ask questions.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel sorry for anything you may have said?
Sorry, but no. Okay, be curious. People should be curious. People should be curious. People should open your eyes to the world you're living in. It's not a small world at all. It's not. It's not. It's not a. It's not a reflection of what your religious leaders tell you. They don't have all the answers. Even science doesn't know shit.
So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know most of you will say, me, what am I? Look at me, oh. I'm unashamed. Yes, I'm unashamed. I am spiritual and I am religious to an extent. I know where it's coming from. If I had my way to, I would limit some of these religious factors that have eaten up our churches, because the churches are no more what they used to be. You go to church, spend so much time doing one fundraising or the other. before you get home, you've forgotten the word that was even preached. But I feel you still need that community of people to be able to keep you going as a Christian so you don't relapse. So I'm spiritual, I'm religious, I'm whatever. Money Man is just spiritual but not religious. He loves God, but he's not a Christian. But he believes in heaven and earth. Heaven and hell.
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay, that's for another day. We're not talking about heaven and hell. Okay? So when you die, where are you going to?
I don't know. I've not died before.
So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. I know some people will feel like, why am I even having a spiritual person? You know, some people take this kind of conversations seriously, and it even breaks relationship.
Yeah.
Especially all these people that are strongly connected to their church and their pastors and all of
You
that.
see, that's a problem.
I know.
You see, that's a problem.
But what
Because
can we do? So you can still be friends with people that don't go to church. You can still be families with them. So I don't think, so far as the person has love, which he has emphasized on several times, love is the ultimate, love is the key. We leave the rest for God, the God that we know. We leave the rest for the good God. Yes, and like he mentioned, ask questions, be curious, make your own research, and come and enlighten us here too on the channel. Drop your questions and comments, and Money Man is going to answer all you're going to answer.
yeah, I will.
He'll be in the comment section waiting for your comments. Please, people should not come after us. So
Come after
I
me.
beg, come after him,
Come
don't
after
come
me.
after me. People don't want me to close down this channel. Please, I'm a woman of love. He's a man of war. Please come after him. Thank you. Come after him in a gentle and nice and Christian way. Show him that we Christians are what? Are nice.
Well.
Don't go there.
Oh.
So swallow the thoughts.
I'll
So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.